Fortunately, some are born with spiritual immune systems that sooner or later give rejection to the illusory worldview grafted upon them from birth through social conditioning. They begin sensing that something is amiss and start looking for answers. Inner knowledge and anomalous outer experiences show them a side of reality others are oblivious to, and so begins their journey of awakening. Each step of the journey is made by following the heart instead of following the crowd, and by choosing knowledge over the veils of ignorance, and thus begins their journey of illuminating the darkness.
All information presented in this podcast is solely for entertainment purposes and is not the opinions of its producers. No copyright infringement is intended. Welcome back to the third season of Illuminated Darkness. Let's jump right into it and get into the mood and the spirit of Halloween. And let's go into the 27 most haunted places in the United States. Our first stop is one of the most famous places in the entire country, and that is the White House in Washington, D.C. And they say it's haunted. They say the sightings are numerous and have been experienced by everyone from Winston Churchill to Ronald Reagan. They say Churchill repeatedly stumbled into the ghost of Lincoln one night. And they even say that there's a demon cat in the basement whose sighting foretells a national disaster. Makes me wonder how many times they've seen it in the past 4 to 8 years. Next up, we have the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. And the Biltmore was actually built in the 1800s by George Washington Vanderbilt II. Now, the grand home didn't see any paranormal activity until after Vanderbilt's passing, when his heirs decided to open the home to the public. Now, allegedly, the voice of Vanderbilt's wife is just one spooky encounter visitors um, report, and the hidden doors and passageways kind of add to the spooky ambiance of the whole place. It's one of the places I would love to see. Coming in number three on our list is the Pittock Mansion in Portland, Oregon. And they say pioneers Henry and Georgiana Pittock built their dream home, and some would argue they never left it. This historic site is currently a museum today, but instances of a moving portrait and wafts of roses, which they say is Georgiana's favorite flower, have been reported by visitors. Number four is the St. Augustine Lighthouse in St. Augustine, Florida. And there's no shortage of eerie instances running amok in the lighthouse, so much so that ghost hunters went and paid a visit to the spot. Past lighthouse keepers, as well as two sisters who died on the premises, still apparently roam around the structure, and staff members have allegedly reported finding doors unlocked after locking them the night before. I don't know how much stock I put into ghost adventures just because, everything we've read about ghost hunting and haunting, you do not antagonize a spirit, and they like to do that quite a bit. I personally not a fan of the show. At number six, we have the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston, West Virginia. And this location was also featured on Ghost Hunters, and the asylum opened its doors in the mid 1800s and was officially shut down in 1994, so 29 years ago. But that hasn't stopped the Ghost Hunters and the self proclaimed mediums from going in and investigating. And allegedly, there's still a lot going on in there, even though the asylum has been closed. Number six, we have the Kehoe House in Savannah, Georgia. And they say it's always popping in there. The Kehoe was formerly home to the 12-person Kehoe family and the Gautier Funeral Home. While it's unconfirmed, there are also beliefs that two of the Kehoe children died within the mansion, adding more fuel to the paranormal fire. Now, we know spirits can be trapped in places, you know, so if family members died in that house, they're liable to be trapped there, especially if it was a quick death, a sudden death, or a child's death. Number seven, we have the RMS Queen Mary, which is currently moored in Long Beach, California. And they say you need sea legs and bravery to board the Queen Mary, which has been featured on Unsolved Mysteries and several other places. Queen Mary ran its last voyage on Halloween 1967 and is now permanently docked in Long Beach, California. The RMS Queen Mary is believed to host spirits of deceased crew, passengers from its former 31-year tenure at sea. Now, there's a book, Haunted Encounter, and when you tour, you can potentially encounter the alleged Lady in White and even various children. So that sounds like it might be a fun trip. At number 8, we have the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Claiming ownership in the 1930s, Norman Baker posed as a doctor and rebranded the Crescent Hotel into a faux cancer hospital. Move on to the present day when several ghosts, including Dr. Baker himself and a patient known as Theodora, have interacted with guests at and rightfully deemed the most haunted hotel in America. Staff has also noted instances of visitors becoming faint during tours at the exact spot, same time, every time, and it's allegedly directly above the old morgue from when it was a hospital. So, might be a fun place to visit too. Now, if you're a fan of American Horror Story, our number 9 location will sound familiar, the La Laurie Mansion in New Orleans, Louisiana. Named for its master, Madame Marie Delphine LaLaurie, who even inspired a character on American Horror Story Coven. This French Quarter fixture gets referred to by locals simply as the Haunted House. The mansion earned its moniker after a fire broke out in 1834, which exposed part of the home where 7 enslaved people had been bound in chains and starved. Moans from these people are said to resonate within the house, which is now privately owned. While you won't be able to step inside and see for yourself, you can make a pit stop through the New Orleans Ghost Tour. At number 10, we have the Ilani Palace, Honolulu, Hawaii. Before Hawaii became an American territory, King Kalakua built this modern fortress in 1882 where he lived with his wife, Queen Kapoliolani, and sister Queen, and I'm going to destroy this, Lily Ukalani, I guess, who took over the throne after his death. Now functioning as a public museum, the Alani Palace still holds ties to its past royal residence. Security guards claim to see the Queen's ghost roaming around the grounds in the early mornings, along with hearing one of the property's pianos playing unexpectedly. At number 11, we have one you might have heard of, the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast in Fall River, Massachusetts. This isn't your standard New England bed and breakfast. The haunted home was the site of two violent murders in 1892. Lizzie Borden's father and stepmother. Many place the blame on Lizzie herself, who was tried and later acquitted for the case. Fantastic movie with Elizabeth Montgomery, made back in the 70s, I believe. Brave souls can book an overnight stay in the same room where Abby Borden passed away, or go ghost hunting through one of the site's many paranormal nights. At number 12, we have the Amityville Horror House in Amityville, New York. You've probably seen your fair share of Amityville scares on the big screen, but the real-life house that's since inspired a handful of films is almost as creepy as the Hollywood portrayals. The site marks the spot where Ronald DeFeo shot and killed his parents and siblings in 1974. The next family to call the place home only lasted a mere 28 days before moving out. You can guess why. After new ownership and an address change to ward off hordes of visitors, the house is currently off limits to the public, but you can still head to Ocean Avenue and see the facade for yourself. That's pretty wild, isn't it? I'd like to go check it out. Here's one that sits in my backyard, the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. Both movie buffs and ghost hunters will want to pay a visit to the Ohio State Reformatory. The former prison is where The Shawshank Redemption was filmed and is rumored to be haunted by many former inmates, his past superintendents, and his wife, the previous farm boss, and his family who were murdered outside the building. Visitors can tour this 132-year-old Mansfield, Ohio institution year-round. Coming in at number 14, we have The Grove in Jefferson, Texas. This Jefferson, Texas landmark, which is listed on the National Registry of Historic Places, is said to be haunted by several spirits, including a lady in white. Though no one knows exactly what went on at the Grove, several former homeowners and neighbors and locals have shared tales of scary sightings. Tours are available throughout the year, but reservations are required. At number 15, we have the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Before it was a tourist attraction, the Eastern State Penitentiary was a prison known for its severe punishment and famous inmates such as Alphonse Scarface Capone. The 197-year-old Philadelphia landmark is open to the public for daytime tours, Halloween attractions, and even private paranormal investigations on special nights from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Coming in at number 16, the Grove Park Inn in Asheville, North Carolina. Over the years, both staffers and visitors have become acquainted with the Pink Lady, a guest that has taken up residence in Asheville, North Carolina's Grove Park Inn. The Phantom supposedly haunts room 545, lingers throughout the hotel, and likes to play harmless pranks on those who work and stay there. Check it out for yourself by booking a stay. At number 17, we have the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. The former home of Sarah Winchester, the late rifle heiress who inspired the 2018 movie starring Helen Mirren. The enormous Winchester Mystery House is said to host friendly spirits, including one nicknamed the Wheelbarrow Ghost. While no one can prove a connection to the paranormal activity, it is one heck of a dark and spooky mansion with more than 160 rooms, a door that leads to nowhere, and more quirky features. This house was also the inspiration for the movie Rose Red by Stephen King. So it sounds like it'd be a pretty fun place to visit. At number 18, we have the Whitney Restaurant in Detroit, Michigan. And they say, stop by the Whitney in Detroit for dinner or a drink. at its ghost bar, and you may find yourself in the company of the original homeowner, David Whitney, or his wife Flora, whose spirits supposedly lurk around the building. But don't worry, the phantoms that tend to drop in seem to be friendly, according to the employees. Number 19 on our list is the Barrahack Settlement in Pomfret, Connecticut. Once a village of Welsh settlers, this set of ruins in Pomfret, Connecticut is now nicknamed the Village of Ghostly Voices for its infamous paranormal activity, which includes rumors of bizarre sounds and visits from creepy creatures. Though it was once a tourist attraction for ghost hunters and teens looking for thrills, it is now currently closed to the public. At number 20, we have the Don Cesar Hotel in St. Petersburg, Florida. This pretty pink palace in St. Petersburg, Florida, was originally created as a way for its founder to remember his lost love. Now it's a home to his ghost, according to the staffers who have claimed to see and experience some crazy phenomenons there. The Don Cesar Hotel's fifth floor, which is where the founder once lived, is said to be especially filled with unusual activity. Find out if the rumors are true by stopping by or booking a seaside stay. Coming in at number 21 is another familiar location, the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. Calling all Stephen King fans, here we go. The site of The Shining. The Stanley is a must visit for those who love The Shining book or movie, which was inspired by this haunted hotel. The popular Estes Park, Colorado attraction is now a destination that accommodates all sorts of visitors, including a few friendly spirits that staffers have come to know. Check it out for a ghost tour, and if you're really brave, spend the weekend. At number 22, we have the Vulture Gold Mine in Wickenburg, Arizona. Dating back to 1863, this gold mine was once a bustling hub in Wickenburg, Arizona, filled with workers, but now phantoms lurk there. According to the local rumors, crew members from the Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures even caught some scary sights and sounds on audio and video back in 2010. You can take a guided tour of the mine and its ghost town, and those are offered throughout the year. Number 23, a location that's also in my backyard, Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Louisville, Kentucky. In 1910, Waverly Hills Sanatorium once served as a hospital specialized in tuberculosis care, and unfortunately it also became the last home for many of its patients. It's rumored to be haunted by their spirits, with guests often claiming to see scary figures while touring the Louisville, Kentucky structure. Visitors can choose from 3 different experiences when they stop: a guided tour, a self-guided tour on specific floors, or a private overnight visit. Number 24 takes us to Cape May, New Jersey, the Emlyn Physic Estate. This Victorian home turned museum is just one of many local haunted attractions in historic Cape May, New Jersey. While it's not clear what spirits lurk there or what their ties to the Emlyn Physic Estate is, there are rumors of reoccurring paranormal visitors witnessed by guests and neighbors dating back decades. Maybe somebody needs to research that a little further. Next up, we have the McPike Mansion in Alton, Illinois. The historic McPike Mansion, which has been around since 1869, was once a family home that is now supposedly a hotbed for spirits, and no one knows exactly what their ties to Alton, Illinois are. A few years ago, the mansion was purchased by a couple who hoped they could turn it into a successful bed and breakfast, but after one too many creepy visitors, they gave up. The property is now open for tours, so stop by and take a guided tour, plan a visit for their paranormal meet and greet event, or spend the night during their annual ghost camp out in October. That sounds like it might be a pretty fun trip to me. Coming in at number 26, we have the Peyton Randolph House in Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia. The 1737 house is situated in Colonial Williamsburg, has a long history and haunted happenings. In fact, there's even a record of American Revolution General de Marquis de Lafayette stay there, which was full of spooky phenomenons he documented in a journal, and that's according to the home's guided tour organization. All these years later, several souls are rumored to still haunt the home, which is open year-round. That's pretty cool. And the final haunted location on our list, the Vasilla Axe Murder House in Vasilla, Iowa. See just how brave you are by booking an overnight stay at the Vasilla Axe Murder House in Vasilla, Iowa. The home was once the site of 8 murders back in 1912 and has become known for its strange sightings and creepy noises. That concludes our look at the 27 most haunted locations in the United States. Now, I don't know what your belief is. I believe that the spirits are all around us, and sometimes they congregate and they want us to know they're there. So if you are a believer or just looking for a good scare this Halloween season and are close by to these locations, by all means go check them out. If you've had a ghostly encounter, please drop us a line, let us know. We can be contacted via our Facebook page or through our website at www.illuminated-darkness.com. I am currently planning the ultimate haunted road trip, where I plan to visit these 27 sites and more over the course of the next coming months. I just got some things I got to take care of first. If you would like to donate to the trip, there is a way to do that on our website at www.illuminated-darkness.com. As I said, if you have visited these sites and had an encounter, drop us a line, let us know. We'd love to hear about it. If you are going to visit some of these sites, please make sure that they are open to the public. Do not trespass. Do not bother private citizens. That's one thing I cannot stress enough. Join us next time when we cover the most haunted places in the world. And until we meet again, friends, keep your eyes and your mind open. And as always, try to stay out of the darkness.